I use my nose a lot on when my hands are not free. I use my nose just to like quickly swipe up and.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the eyeBytes podcast. I'm your host, Daniel, and with me as always, the bumblebee to my Optimus Prime, Sajandeep. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Bzz, bzz. How you doing, man?
That's not what Bumblebee sounds like, actually. If you watch Transformers, you'd realize that he doesn't sound that way.
Well, okay.
Anyway, so it's been
I made the effort, you know.
Okay, okay, I guess. Whatever makes you happy at the end of the day, that's what matters. We're back by popular demand. What's up with you, man? What have you been up to? Yeah, it's been a while since we chatted.
Working on something, a video presentation for work.
Nice.
Busy there. Mm-hmm. A lot of busy there, like a lot of editing and whatnot, recording and stuff. On my desk, making these videos and whatnot.
Okay.
And luckily, I'm not buying anything, so no, I'm serious. Like I've made a stop. I haven't bought anything last month.
Well, you're saving up for that Apple Vision Pro, right?
Oh, that's a good transition right there. Yeah,
we're gonna continue talking about ourselves on that. We're gonna get to the Apple stuff later, but
for sure. But but. I don't know. We'll see about that. It's not coming to Canada yet, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Exciting.
What's up with you?
Well, not really much actually. Well, like you already know, I started a new job a couple of weeks ago, and it's going really well. Getting myself settled in, getting my equipment set up, and just trying to figure out how how my new employer is structured and who's who and who to contact if I need questions on certain things. So it's been a lot of fun last week, and I'm looking forward to actually get my feet wet and start doing some work. Other than that, just been keeping busy with some reading and watching some TV, and been watching a lot of Apple TV Plus lately. Ted Lasso sadly finished not too long ago.
Finished? Wow.
Last season of Ted Lasso. It actually ended really good. I have to admit, everybody knew it was going to be only 3 seasons, but it actually ended on a very beautiful song. It's called the song's called
No, don't tell me anything now, because I want to.
You're gonna watch Ted Lasso? Okay, well, I
haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna go from episode 1, first episode season to straight.
It's a good series. It's definitely worth watching. I liked it. There's other stuff that came out recently. I started watching Silo, which is another Apple TV Plus show.
I heard of that.
It's like a post-apocalyptic world. Everybody's living down in silos underground, and I'm about maybe 7 episodes in out of 10, and I kind of cheat. I decided to go read the book. I'm like, this is based off a book. All right, let me go find the book. So I read the first. I'm finishing up the second one. It's called the Silo trilogy. The first book is called Wool, like WOOL, and then the second one is called Shift. So it's like the series right now, the Apple TV Plus series takes place. It's like the first book, and the second book, it's like a prequel. Like, how did humanity get to that point? And then the third one is called Dust. It's a continuation of the first book, and I'm almost finished the second one, The Shift. The book is called Shift, and it's actually really good. I didn't think I was going to like it, but when I started watching the series, I liked it, and then kind of decided to read the books and like that. They had a lot of other stuff. They had a good documentary called Still. It was based off the life experiences of a Michael J. Fox, well-known actor who was more well-known to play Alex Keaton on Family Ties. He was also known to play Marty McFly in the Back to the Future film trilogy. And then I think he played another, there was another show where he was like, I want to say he was playing like a political aide to the mayor of New York or something. Spin City is what it was called. I never really watched that series, but that was another series that I was really popular with. But I've been watching a lot of Apple TV stuff, reading a lot of books, some Star Wars books, Silo, keeping busy with work and avoiding Amazon like the plague, because I'm trying to cut back on a lot of stuff, just buying what I need, like small things, but more expensive stuff. Like, you know what? I don't need any more equipment, so I'm going to stay away from that. Just trying to recuperate from the Amazon purchase spree for the last 2-3 years during the pandemic. So, I've
done the looking around at my studio, my home studio. Basically, I'm like, okay, I have everything finally. No more buying anything. I don't need anything else. It's awesome. It feels nice. Yeah. And I got my basement finished. It was being finished. So because I couldn't work out, I just sat and gained weight the last 2-3 months. After 2 months, when that basement got finished, I injured my leg, so I couldn't work out. I'm like, shoot. And then finally, that's better now, and I'm getting back into Apple Fitness Plus.
Good.
So it's awesome.
Burn off those calories just in time to save up some money, just in time to buy the new Apple Vision Pro. And yes, we are talking about the WWDC that took place in June 5th. You listened to the keynote. I'm sure you probably took time off of work to listen to the keynote. I didn't.
No, I was just busy editing videos and whatnot.
So you didn't take time off of work to listen to the keynote?
I had it running in the background, but
okay.
I didn't like focus.
I'm impressed. I would have thought you've been told your boss I'm sick. I'm not feeling too well, so I'll take the afternoon off and be posting on Facebook.
I could have, but no, I already
doesn't
done
really
that.
come across well to your manager if you're taking time off just for a keynote. But yeah, it was. I like always just watched the podcast, listen to the podcast like Twit. They had I think Twit News had
podcast too.
Well, we're doing it. We do our own podcast, but we also I listen to other podcasts as well. Surprisingly enough, I listen to ours as well once it's done. Don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess it's to get the extra play. I guess on Anchor. I don't know. But I just I don't want to listen.
Well,
to
you always you're the supervisor. You always want to see if I edited it properly, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I want to make sure you did a good job. You didn't screw it up, and most times you screw it up, but other times you don't. I'm joking. But no. So Apple basically announced, as you guessed it, the big thing that we were thinking about, the Apple Vision Pro, their AR/VR goggles.
You want to start from the beginning, like how they did everything, or you want to start off?
Well, just right now, I'm just going based off the Mobile Syrup article about the.
Well, I mean, I can quickly go over. It was just Macs. They introduced Macs first. The Mac.
Yeah, 15 MacBook Air with the M2 chip.
Yeah, it's 15 inches
Mac Studio
instead of 13, so it has the same processor.
Yeah.
But I was watching some YouTube videos because it has more space in it. It throttles later on. You can still do more stuff.
The Airs don't have any fans to help cool off the CPU, so.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, so if you need that performance, you would have the Pro models, right? But do not get the 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's the old design. Well, don't do that.
No, it depends. Like for me, when I got my Mac many years ago,
no, get the 14-inch MacBook. Don't get the 13-inch MacBook Pro.
Yeah, well,
that one is the old design with the touch bar and the old keyboard.
Oh, yeah, I never get the touch bar.
I don't know why Apple's still selling that one with the M2 chip. Makes no sense.
But they have the Mac Studio as well. New Mac Studio with M2 Ultra, I think.
M2 Max and M2 Ultra, yes.
So that's for people more professionals who want to have more oomph with their CPU. It's more like not the higher end professionals, because they also have the M2 Mac Pro as well that came out, and those are for more high end professionals.
Yeah, I'm surprised they put an M2 Ultra in the same because it has the same design as the old Mac Pro. And you had slots to upgrade the RAM and whatnot with the Mac Pro before, right? You only had 4 spots because the other 2 spots, the other 4 spots were taken up by the graphics card. But now, because the RAM is built into the SoC, which is a chip,
system on a chip.
The system on the chip. You can't upgrade the RAM anymore, so you have 8 slots to.
That's for the Studio or the Pro?
Studio. No, sorry, Mac Pro.
That's okay.
Mac Pro. Now you have 8 slots to upgrade the graphics cards, so you can put more.
Well, that's good. None of us are going to be buying this stuff. I'm staying away from Macs. I'm not buying a Mac. I love my Windows laptop. It does what I want it to.
I like my M1 Max, but MacBook Pro, I'll be keeping this for a while. I mean, I don't find it slow whatsoever yet.
But they also had all the OSs, the iOS and iPad OS 17. they talked about the Mac OS Sonoma, which is a new operating system name. They got Watch OS 10.
I like the name actually.
And tvOS 17 as well. So
I'm not gonna lie to you, I like the name over the features.
Sonoma? Yeah, it's compared to Big Sur or something.
Well, I mean, I like the new. I love the best thing I like about it is when the MacBook is actually sleeping. Not sleeping. Sorry, it's on the lock screen. Though they brought in the Apple TV screensavers to the MacBook, so when you're away from the computer, there's these aerial versions of it, like the drone shots going.
Oh, you have that in the Apple TV as well.
Yeah, I know. So they carried over to the MacBook this year. And the nice thing is when you like come and touch the computer and my Apple Watch unlocks, or if you unlock the MacBook, it would actually freeze the frame.
Cool.
Wherever it's at. So, and that's your wallpaper for that time.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. I like that. And they brought widgets to the home screen now. You can actually bring them back instead of being on the notification center like it always be. But no, it's good.
I think iPad, didn't they bring the health app as well? On iPad OS now, they have the health app. You can no calculator. Wah, wah.
I don't know why they don't bring the calculator app. I don't know why.
There's so many third-party calculator apps you can install and just use that.
Even the weather apps, or why they brought the weather app?
I don't know.
Calculator, man, come on. I remember actually doing my whole entire math. I got 990 in that math, by the way.
Okay.
So the whole entire time, after making 4 calculations, I would always get an ad. I think it was called a Big Calc or something.
P-Calc.
And it had massive numbers.
Is it P-Calc?
Sorry?
Is it P-Calc?
P-Calc? No, I think it was Big Calc. I don't know. Maybe
I had P-Calc, which is made by James Thompson in the UK, and really good app too.
I don't know. It wasn't. If you turned the iPad in landscape, you got the other like smaller those more mathy.
Yeah, the more the mathematical calculators.
More mathy buttons. If you turn it into portrait mode, you have the mathy
buttons.
If you go in portrait mode, you only get the numbers, right? And it was kind of nice. So every 4th calculation, I got a 30-second ad. So, well, the problem was my math teacher wanted us to use a calculator for us because we were calculating money or whatever, right? Anyway. So after I finished that semester, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be using this quite a bit. So after I finished the semester, that's when I spent $1 to remove the ads. I didn't buy the thing when I was in class, but I bought it after I finished class. I don't know why I did that.
Wow. I would have just bought it right then and there and get it over with.
I know, it was $1 or $2.
You cheap bum. Jeez. $1 or $2? It's like, come on.
But I think my Apple ID, I don't know if it was like a school Apple ID I was using.
It could be good comeback. And of course now the pièce de la résistance, the Apple Vision Pro was the big thing that was announced, and that was apparently the one more thing that was announced at the end. And from what I understand, it looks pretty, starting at $3,500 US. No news if Canada. No news when it's going to be available in Canada. And I'm sure Canadian's going to be like $4,700. And honestly, it looks pretty, but I don't think people are going to be caught dead wearing this outside. I'm sorry. Because
it's not an outside. Well, the current design, I'm sure over in the future it's going to get slimmer, but the current design, I don't think people are going to wear it outside. It's not an outdoor.
Plus, I think this is kind of like late to the game because Facebook, Google, Microsoft came out with stuff.
This is like the whole another level too. It's like
I don't know. I've never had this stuff. I'm sure if it ever comes down in price, reasonable enough that I can afford it, I may buy one. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't know. Like, it might be gimmicky for a while, and I've seen people buy these VR goggles and use it for like 2-3 weeks, a month, and then they stop.
If it came with an M2 like Max chip or something, then I would have bought it. Or buy it because Apple advertised that you could do spreadsheets. You could actually like bring your MacBook and you can work on your laptop, right? No, I guess that's true. You can put your laptop in front of it and you still have your M2.
Yeah, but then after that, you have this big mask on your head and you get hot after a while with 2 hours battery life on the battery, and you have to plug it in to have it last all day. And
I'm sure you can still do that if you're just sitting in front of the computer, anyways.
Or then you can put a keyboard and the touchpad with it. But then, well, why not just use your laptop monitor then while you're at it? It's like it looks pretty.
No, because it's larger. You can make the thing how large you want. Yeah, you can have a 50-inch screen in front of you if you really wanted to.
Yeah, well, for somebody who's blind, we don't really care because we can't really see the sides.
Exactly.
Anyway.
This is
somebody's sighted.
It's more visual. I was listening to Double Tap Canada, and then they actually played. I was going to get that recording, but I didn't have time to put it in my mixer. So anyway, I was going to show it or play it in this episode, but too late to the game. But anyway, so I listened to this podcast, and they actually were showing how voiceover would be working. So you pinch with 2 fingers. You know how you have with Apple Watch.
I saw that too. Yeah, I listened to that podcast, and let me wrong.
It's pretty cool.
It's going to be a nice thing. It is Gen 1, so it's not something that everybody's going to get right off the bat. And mostly developers and professionals are going to get this to play around with it, and over time, Apple's going to figure it
and whatnot.
Yeah, eventually Apple's going to figure, like the Apple Watch. Apple's going to figure out, okay, well, what is this mainly used for, and then basically refine the product to be more work better with what people actually use it for. For me, just like I know people say, well, we could use this with like Ira and stuff. Yeah, but then if you spend a lot of money on this thing, I wouldn't be. First of all, if I had a pair, I would not be caught dead outside with this thing. Because I would be too afraid somebody could just yoink, walk away with it, and next thing you know, there's $5,000.
I would love to wear in a bus though.
I would not be caught dead in public with this thing on my face, not because it looks corny. It's just that I'd be too afraid people would steal it off of me, man. And now what am I going to do? Run after them? I trip and break my neck? I'm like, no, thank you. I use this at home. And right now it's still Gen 1. It's new. The cost is a bit too high still. Like as time progresses,
again, it's not available in Canada, so
well, eventually they're going to have it available here, and production is going to cost less and less to make, and they're going to be able to sell it. No, that's Apple. They're going to charge a premium cost to it. That's the way they are. But they're probably going to drop the price, maybe $20. I don't know. They'll drop the price a bit after all. Some of the products that they came out before, it's like they were expensive.
You know what Apple does on Black Friday? They'll give you a gift card for the next purchase.
Yeah, you spend $4,000, you get a $20 gift card. Yay! How generous, Apple! Thank you. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going to go. One thing I'm looking for, what I'd love to see, and I mentioned this yesterday, and we had a group chat meeting yesterday, but there's a book series I remember watching. It was from Daniel Suarez. It's called Damon and then Freedom TM. And in this, it's people who are wearing just regular glasses who did exactly that. There was augmented reality. They overlaid this virtual world on top of the real one. You could see people's ratings, these virtual buildings and communities, and you could take photos and videos with these glasses.
That's too much.
Well, no, that'd be like just having
virtual
something.
Buildings?
Well, you can, basically, like this. Well, this is exactly the same thing. They superimpose.
No. Is it VR or is it AR?
It's AR. It was augmented reality. Like you would see the
augmented
world.
reality. You don't want to put buildings in the damn thing. You want to put
it was
small objects.
No, like they had these in the story. They had these buildings or places that was these virtual locations that wasn't superimposed on the real world, and it was a good series. I actually enjoyed it. I listened to every book that Daniel Suarez came out with, and they're really good books. And yeah, if you like science fiction, well, for me, like Daniel Suarez is more like how can I say it? Technological thrillers, like stuff that actually could happen. Like they have a book all about CRISPR editing, and then they have another one about drone and AI, and then they have another one where it's computer viruses and AR goggles and glasses, and it's he's always been a good writer, and I always loved his books. So yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, check it out. Daniel Suarez. Suarez, and first name Daniel, really good name, by the way. He's definitely got he's got about 7 or 8 books now. It's actually he's actually done one recently. The last 2 he's done, one's called Delta V, and I keep forgetting what the last one, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like asteroid mining. And going out into space and colonizing other planets by mining asteroids in the solar system and getting minerals from those asteroids and expanding humanity into outer space. And it was actually very interesting. I like that. I like those that series. So, but yeah, check it out. But yeah, that was it.
Also, before you move on to the next one, I wanted to also say I was watching another YouTube video on this Pro headset.
Vision
thing.
Pro, yeah.
Did you guys notice that like no one was wearing it. Like Tim Cook wasn't wearing it. Like no one, like Apple, Steve Jobs. My bad. Like Tim Cook never wore it. Right when he announced the Apple Watch, he's like, I'm wearing it right here. Right. Yeah. Steve Jobs, when he introduced the iPad, I have it right here.
I think it's not quite ready.
Yeah, because it's not quite ready. Yeah, he knows it's not quite ready.
Well, so many people were telling him that we're hoping that we're going to announce it this year, and I think they kind of had to announce it.
I think they rushed it. Because Tim Cook was leaving soon too.
I don't know, but
he's stepping down.
Maybe he's stepping down? I didn't hear this.
Not stepping down, but I think he's going to be. I don't know how many more years he has left.
Okay, well, you're not leaving now.
No.
I don't remember hearing this, but
he wants to announce it. That's the thing. I think because he's into this stuff. He wants to announce at least one more product, and I think they rushed it.
Well, we'll see. Look, right now it's still too early to tell. This has the potential to be something great. Right now I think VR and AR is like. Nobody wants to put something on their head for multiple hours a day, but who knows? I could be wrong. We'll see. But no, it looks great. If I had the money, I probably would buy one, but I can't afford it. I'm too poor. So I wouldn't buy it. But no, that's pretty much it. And anything else you want to mention about the WWDC?
They were fast. I would just say that. They went through the whole entire thing fast after.
Was it like 2 hours or something? Or?
It was 2 hours, but they spent the last couple of, they spent more time on the Vision Pro, which is fine. Well, but the beginning was fast. Like they only spent like 15 minutes on a Mac and moved on to the next iOS, Mac OS, tvOS, everything. The Apple Watch, now you have to press the side button to get to Control Center, which is driving me crazy.
Why? Like you can just do a 2-finger swipe up or down, or you can put one finger on the edge, top edge, or the bottom edge, and then you can swipe up with one finger or swipe down and activate
widgets now there. It's widgets.
Why fix something that ain't broken? Seriously,
and then you know how when you double click the crown, it will bring you to the last app used.
The crown,
yeah, but now it takes you to the dock when you press. You know how you press the one time.
How the hell do you get to the last app you use now? You have to triple click?
You don't do it. No, that's VoiceOver.
Oh yeah, jeez. Okay. Well, you just have to
you can't do that.
You have to draw a circle on the Apple Watch and then do a line down the middle, and then it's going to magically appear your last used app.
Nope. That feature's completely gone.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I tell you.
It's still. I'm still tripping because I want to like.
Because I was gonna say IKEA.
I use my nose a lot when my hands are not free. I use my nose just to like quickly swipe up and press.
Oh my goodness!
Turn on Do Not Disturb.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, I just use your nose just to turn on noise.
If my hands are full, I'll actually just put my nose on the edge until I hear this haptic feedback, and I'll glide my nose down. And people look at me like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm using my Apple Watch. I'm like, "Don't you have hands?" I'm like, "Yeah, but they're busy right now."
So like quickly turning on Do Not Disturb or whatever is so much faster with Control Center, but you can't do that with your nose.
Yeah,
you can't press.
Double tapping with your nose though is a bit of a tricky thing. I've done that with notifications. I just swipe left or right with my nose and try to time it right.
I don't actually move my head back and forth. I just move the arm back and forth.
Oh no! I mean, it's like I move the whole head. It's a whole production going on, And sometimes I'll double tap with my nose, and it actually changes focus elsewhere. I'm like, no! And I try it again, and like, son of a gun. So yeah, it's. But I just can't believe you said that because I'm like, I do the exact same thing with my watch.
I know it works. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a great pointing device. Jeez. Who needs a stylus?
I found this on the web.
Who needs a stylus?
there's slow-mo talking back.
Who needs a stylus?
Who says your fingers are the only stylus you have?
Listen, one more thing I wanted to mention.
Hey, just like Apple. iOS, one more thing.
With iOS, you can actually just say Siri now, and it will activate it.
Yeah, good thing I'm wearing my headphones and my speakers in here because it'd be triggering.
Well, actually,
I'd say let us change the name altogether. Like I like to say, hey Hal,
like computer,
or Hal 9000, or Hal, or computer, or just anything, man. Just, or like Jonathan Mosen likes to say, hey soup drinker.
Soup drinker, but no, it's pretty damn cool because I'm right now. I'm talking in front of you, right? I'm just saying, okay, I love Siri in this thing, new version. It knows I said Siri, but it's not picking it up. Look, it's not doing anything. But if I just say Siri, what time is it? See, it knows that I'm talking to you. Siri, what time is it? Now it's picking it up.
7:05 p.m.
Right now it picked it up.
Nice.
But I could be saying Siri or whatever. Now my watch picked it up because I have Raise to Listen on. That's why my watch.
I never leave that on. It just drains the battery for nothing. All right. So anyway, let's move on to because we have a lot of other things to talk about. So now another thing I want to bring up. So last episode we talked that PhoneLink was going to support iOS on Windows, and it was about to come out soon. And I'm glad to say that it's finally out. I got it set up on my laptop, and I can tell you that it was a bit tricky to set up. When I first got it, I know, like, I was just one day I was looking at my computer and I was like, let me open PhoneLink, and I'm like, oh look, the iOS button's not grayed out anymore. I'm like, oh, let me set this up. And what I did originally is I opened up the PhoneLink, I clicked iOS, and it gave me a barcode. One thing I tell people, make sure your brightness on your screen's up, because it might be hard for your camera to pick up the barcode if your screen's brightness is down to 0.
Screen curtain, sorry.
Well, I don't turn the screen curtain on for JAWS. You have it, but I never turn it on. But another thing, also, what I did is I opened up the notification center because I have the code scanner in there, and I used that, and it did kind of work because it did open a part of the Link for Windows app, and it did allow me to scan it and do the pairing, but it didn't quite include all these, like, because once you got it set up, you're supposed to be able to go into the Bluetooth settings, go to settings, Bluetooth, and you go to the more info button on your laptop, and then you have toggles for allowing notifications, letting all the notifications go through, and then your contacts, syncing your contacts. When I did it the first time by just using Code Scanner, not all the toggles appeared. Only one appeared, and it didn't quite work. And when I went to the PhoneLink app under the phone section, I didn't have the dialer. It said, "Oh,
was
reset."
it still in beta then?
No, it's not in beta. It's still new, but it's just I eventually removed my phone completely from my laptop and removed my laptop from my phone. What I did is I actually downloaded and installed the Link for Windows app completely, and I tried it again, and this time actually it did work. Now all the toggles were there under the Bluetooth settings. I was able to sync my contacts, allow all the notifications, and turn them all on. And when I went to the PhoneLink app, it's very simple. It's not complicated, and it actually is very accessible. I haven't used it extensively because I'm using it on my work computer more throughout the day than my personal computer. But it's nice to get the notifications. You have a notification section that you can tab to. I don't think you can really interact with, like, you can't right click on and say, if you have like a phone call, maybe not a phone call, but I don't know, like if you have an email or something, you can't really right click on that notification and reply right then and there. It just shows you notifications, and that's it. So you know that they're there. If you go to messages,
that's good if you don't have an Apple Watch. That's pretty nice though.
Yeah, if you have your the messages, if you can start a message, you can. But the thing is, if you start a conversation with on the Windows, it doesn't sync to the phone. That's the only downside. So if I reply back, if I send you a message and you reply back, like, I'll get the replies on my computer, but if I look at my phone, I don't think it shows up there.
Your messages, but you get the replies on your phone.
I don't know, honestly. I haven't tried it much. Like I set it up, it's there, and if I need to use it, I can use it. I think I've done a phone call once with you, and unfortunately, it was working kinda, but it turned out it was a setting in my Windows that I had somehow disabled my laptop's. I had muted my laptop's microphone. It wasn't in the usual places you find it. It was like deep in the settings somewhere. Somehow, I don't know how, but the microphone was disabled or muted. Because I'd gone into the like in the Windows. There's a shortcut I learned. It's called MM. You type in MM. So Mario Sierra Yankee Sierra dot Charlie Papa Lima. So basically mmsys.cpl, and it opens up the legacy dialog for your sound schemes and your playback options, your recording, basically your output and your input. And it's the old dialog box from the old Windows. And there I'm able to, everything showed it was working fine. And it's just when I went deeper into the settings, I realized, somehow the microphone got muted. But once I muted that, I think we tried it and you were able to hear me and everything. The quality wasn't the greatest because, again, it's a laptop microphone. I hadn't tried it with a headset or my gaming headset or my interface, but it's there. It's still, version 1. So hopefully with time, it's going to improve, get better. For those of you wondering, it's already in your Windows 11. It's only for Windows 11, though. If you have a Windows 10 laptop, you're only going to you can find the phone link app in your Windows 10, but all you'll have is Android as an option. You have to have a Windows 11 laptop in order to use iOS and Android. But yeah, it was fine. It's like, I'm not going to use it heavily, but for me, it's there. It's cool to be able to use it. If I need it, it's great. But most of the time, it's like, I just open up my phone and turn on my keyboard for my phone and then just start typing on my full-size keyboard. But hey, it's cool, it's there. But yeah, it's finally here. So if anybody wants to try it out, like I said, I got better results if I download the Link for Windows app and use the app instead of using the code scanner and the control center. I got better results that way. And so check it out, man. Cool. And another thing that we brought up, and I think we brought this up a couple of episodes ago. There's an app that we use. It's called Soundscape from Microsoft, and we talked. So
it's still working. Well, when does it end?
It's supposed to end by end of. See, this is where I was confused. So when I first heard about this, I think on Double Tap back in December or something, they mentioned, in the beginning of the new year, January of 2023, it's no longer going to be available in the App Store, but it's still going to work until end of June 2023. But then they talked about it a couple of weeks ago or something like that, and I was confused because Stephen Scott was saying, by beginning of June, it's gone. I'm like, no, it's supposed to be gone by beginning of July, not June. I think they might have been a little bit confused because I had an episode like, bye Soundscape. I'm like, dude, it's the 1st of June. Like Soundscape's not going to wait till July. But it's still running. And a lot of people were a bit peeved, myself included, because this is an app that it's a free app. It's created by Microsoft. I think it's one of those little projects they have. It's not something that's officially part of Microsoft's list of app, but it's something that they created and they maintain. And for me, when they said, we're going to be making it open source and we're going to let it go its natural next steps and give it out to the world. And I'm like, really? You're $1 trillion company and you can't keep this bloody little app running when you make so much. Like, this is probably pennies for you guys to keep this thing running. But your excuses, not really. They didn't really give us a good excuse as why they're getting rid of it. It's like they're keeping Seeing AI, but they're getting rid of Soundscape. And I'm like, why? Like, this thing costs you pennies to run. But they put it out there and a lot of people were worried. I think there was also a petition saying, no, don't get rid of it. And like I said, I was a bit annoyed. I'm like, you guys are making money hand over fist. I'm sure you can keep this little dinky app running. But good news came up this week. Somebody has come up with a beta of an app called OpenScape. And yes, I did not screw it up. Like, I know some people tend to call it open space. I was laughing when Stephen Scott kept saying open space. And I'm like, it's OpenScape. I can understand the confusion, but yeah, it's called OpenScape. It's in beta.
OpenScape.
Right now, if you look, I think on AppleViz, there's an article on OpenScape. And there's a link for the test flight. Unfortunately, the beta is full at the moment, but I think they're going to open this up soon to other people. I tried and it told me, beta's full. I did too. But I'm happy to see that somebody else is picking this up. Yeah, hopefully it's not going to disappear.
And even the demo that they did.
They had Michael Babcock who came on Double Tap and did a demo.
Yeah, and the sounds were still the same too. Yeah, or similar.
It sounded the same to me as Soundscape. So
they had the same sounds and everything. So I
kind of like the name though. It's like OpenScape. It's like OpenScape. It's an open source app, and it's like a big soundscape.
I kind of like Open Space better. Though. I don't know because the thing is when I put my headphones on and I turned on because I had the spatial audio sound right.
Yeah.
And it was like more echoey and stuff. It was more spacious. It kind of felt like Open Space would be better. Maybe there's something already called Open Space. I don't even know. But anyway.
But anyway, so it's
OpenScape. Check it out.
You can if you go to AppleViz and search OpenScape,
or even just Google.
We can Google it too as well. I think it's one word, capital OPEN, capital SCAPE. And I know AppleViz, they have the link there for the test flight beta. You can check it out. But yeah, I'm glad it's staying around. Hopefully it's going to stay around for a while, and because I use that app all the time when I'm out and about. I have my Bose frames, I put my Soundscape on and I just walk about. It's just good to have that information in the background as I'm walking. Do you use Blindscape. Do you use Soundscape? See, that's another one I'm screwing up with. Do you use it before we close it? Do you use this app or?
I not often though, but because I have a lot of vision, right? I use Be My Eyes a lot. I'm waiting for that beta to open up.
Well, apparently, Double Tap had a contest a while back ago. They had the one of the CEOs of Be My Eyes that showed up, and it said the first 5 people to send an email will give you guys the access to the beta. And I'm like, email, but I'm like, I'm emailing at 4:00 in the evening, and I'm like, and I like, oh, you dummy! Like, I'm not gonna get in because I'm sure this show airs on AMI Audio at 12 noon, and it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm like, I'm emailing them, like, I'm probably not gonna get in. I think even Steven Scott was saying, yeah, we announced this on live on the air, and all of a sudden it's like my email is blasting away. I'm like, why is it blasting? I'm like, oh yeah, I just told people to email me for this. But apparently they did say that although the 5 spots were filled, once they opened up the beta, he said he was going to pass along everybody that emailed for a chance to win, and he's going to pass along our contact info that we might be able to be part of the beta. And I emailed, so hopefully I'll get in there. It'd be kind of nice.
I think they're supposed to open it up more now, right?
I don't know. I heard May, but then I also heard, I think I was listening to Apple Viz Unleash, where Thomas Donville mentioned like late in the year, possibly beginning of next year. I don't know. It's at this point, it will become I think they're kind of like just taking their time, making sure that they don't.
They want to keep it free too, right? It's not a.
Be My Eyes is free, yeah. And virtual.
Well, I know, but they're going to keep this feature free in it, right?
I would guess so. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're taking their time because everything going on with OpenAI and anything with the politics and everything. I think they're just taking their time, making sure they do this right, which is a good thing. It's good to know.
True. But yeah, Google Pixel Fold is
yeah, they had the Google Pixel event a while back ago too. I don't remember when, but they had the Pixel 7 or 8. And the Pixel Pro, and then they had the Pixel tablet, and they had the big speaker that you can tie with it, and then they had the Pixel Fold, which is like great. I don't know if is it better than the Samsung Fold or the Galaxy Fold, whatever they call it.
I don't think so. Or I think the hinges are better. I think people will keep touting about the hinge, how good the hinge is.
Okay.
But I don't know about the screen. I think that people are saying that there's too many bezels. The bezel's too large. So I think that's what people are saying.
What size of device? Some people.
But it has been a while since it came out, so I don't remember. It's not too fresh in my memory. So, but it's here. It's out.
Oh, yeah, it's out. If you're interested, check it out. I'm sure Mobile Sphere probably has some articles about it. So I'm sure the price tag is not cheap. I know the Galaxy Fold was not cheap, like $2-3 grand. It wasn't a cheap price. It was like more expensive than your average phone. But hey, there's a market for it. People like it, so give it a shot. I prefer a solid phone. I don't want to have a foldable, but hey, to each your own. So
I'm not into foldable either.
All right, so you also brought this up, Starlink. Why did you bring this up? I'm not sure why you brought Starlink.
I didn't want to put any context behind why I put Starlink there. Was because I went on vacation and I actually used Starlink.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy.
Okay,
but I wasn't really I wasn't sure how good it would be. Like if it was raining or cloudy or whatever, will your speeds reduce? How much do they reduce? Can you still watch a regular YouTube video at least? Or will you have to wait there and wait for it to buffer or whatever? Or if it will start buffering in the middle? I actually never had that issue. I had over 100 download speed consistently and upload.
About that.
I was actually surprised that it actually works this well.
That's good.
So I do have some family members who live in the countryside, and they're like they use Bell, and Bell is the only one that goes over there, right? And their download speed is 5 megabits. The upload is 5 megabits. It's nothing. You can't do anything. I'm like, okay, so I guess I can, send them to this company, Starlink. It's awesome. I never had any issues. I think the range is the one downside. The range is not that good. Now, I don't know if you can install external routers to it. At least that's one that wasn't. The one that was there didn't have any Ethernet ports to it. So
I'm sure it's probably a hack or something. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a new hardware that you can buy and connect to it.
Maybe.
But I was surprised with the speed, and it was working really well.
I hear a lot of good things. I know that I think I have a friend of my parents who have one at their camper, and they use it, and apparently it's really good. I don't know. I've never used it. I have my own at home, and when I'm out and about, I just have my phone and I use the cell towers that way. But no, it's good. I'm glad it's out there. It's another option for people who don't have internet at their home. They can bring this in and have internet wherever they are.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I don't know how much it is, though. I don't know how much it costs in Canada or anything. But I went to vacation. It was a cottage, and they had it there. So I'm like,
nice,
awesome.
All right. Well, last on the list we have Reddit. I don't know what you mean by I know what you're talking about. Reddit. I do use the service. I'm guessing it had to do with they're changing their APIs, so they're going to start charging people. Developers of the third-party apps.
What, 13, 16 million?
Yeah, one of them was like, what, 20 million apparently? It's like,
what? It's like 16 million.
It's like, are you kidding me?
So, okay, you know how with Twitter, they got rid of third-party apps?
Yeah.
They just completely cut
They got rid of accessibility team. They got rid of a lot of stuff at Twitter.
Yeah, they did. But they completely cut the cord for that, though. Yeah. This, actually, they still allow developers to use the API key to, like, make the apps, but I guess they want them to use their app. But when people don't if they don't like the design of it, and then there's other developers who created a different design, why would they have to spend $20 million?
Yeah. No, I think it's because Double Tap had a good discussion about this yesterday. They talked about one of the people that moderates a Reddit channel or subreddit was mentioning that they had like a vague comment that if it's like accessibility driven, they're exempted. But it's like, well, what happens to apps who are not mainstream accessibility or not dedicated specifically for accessibility, but happen to be accessible? Are those going to be exempted? Like, it's very vague. It's not clear. It's a bit of a bummer. Like, I think it's Dystopia for Reddit. I think I use it.
It's a young. There's one Apollo. A lot of people love Apollo.
I go on there very rarely. I'm not big on social networks, to be honest with you. It's there. I occasionally use it when I want to, but for the most part, like even Mona, I have Mona for Mastodon.
Reddit app, and it's absolutely, I don't know. I have no idea where I am in there. It's really confusing. There's buttons all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Dystopia and Apollo apparently really good. Again, I barely use it, so it's there if I want to go on there and just for curiosity. But for the most part, I rarely open the apps. It's I don't know. It's news it's still going on this. We don't know what's going to happen. But hopefully hopefully they don't start charging an arm and a leg. It's like, it's a bit, I get they want to make some money, but it's like, come on, like don't charge an arm and a leg for this stuff. Come on. Like, don't price gouge people. But so we'll finish it there. So if you guys want to reach us, you can reach us via email at eyebytespodcast@gmail.com. You can also reach us by telephone. You can leave us a voicemail at 317-934-4334. You can also check our website at eyebytes.ca. You can also follow us on Twitter at eyebytespodcast. And you can also check us on YouTube at eyeBytes. So thank you all for joining us. Feel free to reach out to us either way. You can find us in the show notes. You can email, Twitter, YouTube, call us, whatever. If you have a question or comments or feedback or whatever, man, just want to say hi. Feel free to reach out, man. Again, that was Daniel with Saj. And Saj, you want to say anything else before we leave?
No, have fun. Enjoy the VR headset thing and enjoy everything. I don't know. June. Enjoy Join. There we go.
Enjoy Join?
No, enjoy. Sorry.
Enjoy June. Yeah, month of June. Stay safe. Stay cool.
Enjoy the month of June. There you go.
Yes. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for joining us.